Alright, gonna change the oil, clean the filter under the right side. Under there, I think it's a 17 millimeter. I just grabbed a 3/4 because it looked close, and I'm gonna have to slap this, so stand right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. And that's not working, so I gotta make sure I'm in the right place. I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. Wow. Alright, well, like everything else, that's over torqued. Alright, we gotta change the oil. There's the oil plug down under here on the right side. There's that big nut. It's 19 millimeters, and if you use a big long wrench like this, you can knock it in, hang it loose. Alright, I'm gonna screw that. I'm gonna dump the oil out of there. Clean that screen. Okay, we got that sucker unscrewed out of there. I wasn't expecting this, so I'm going, where's the screen? Where's the screen? This fell over, and okay, here's the top. Some nice rubber seal on that. Looks like that's good. Oh look, there's the screen. 3 pieces, cap, screen. So as long as you don't find any big chunks, he used to say as long as it doesn't have a part number on it, it'll be okay. Something like this, you don't want any metal, anything, big chunks, especially chunks of aluminum or anything. Other than that, that's what you're looking for. It should be just fine, and it looks just delightful. Now I gotta clean them with my good old Sure Shot with brake cleaner in it over a suitable container. Alright, cleaned up nice and pretty with some brake clean. Sprayed out the screen. Get the gook out from in there. That's where the little paste will end up. It's just oily paste. Wet your finger with oil and rub it around the seal. Alrighty, got down here with my brake cleaner. And ouch, you can see you can do this at the same time. Chew gum. Oh, out at the same time. Okay, so that goes up that way, rubber sealy, little basket down. That's gonna make sure you get it so it don't hold up too much. Get it in the right place. So now you get spring loaded, so you gotta push it up a little bit. Got in the right place, right? See, look in the dark. There we go. It's nice they give you this big flange on here. Alright, there's finger tight, but that's not quite right on a... It's not a canister oil filter, so we put a 19 millimeter wrench on there. Get this nice long stroke. Tightens up, just give it a little bit like that. Not too tight, it's a rubber seal, it's making all the sealing. So making it tighter does not make it better. In fact, it'll mess up the seal if you go too tight. Okay, that's back in. I don't know how much you can see this or not. The closest thing I found to a maintenance manual is this thing. It's a Yamaha YP250 Majesty 95 through 99 Aeolus 300 service manual. And it doesn't match this 2009 Aeolus 260, but it's the closest thing I got to it. So anyway, I was checking for oil, and it basically says 10W30. Actually says 10W30 right there, and if you look at the scales, 10W30 is really what will work just fine. We can actually go a little heavier, but everything I had was 530, so I ended up going buying some. Here's the engine oil and plug and the screen and all that kind of thing. So we got us a couple of quarts. The capacity is 1.2 liters or something like that. Hold on, let's see if I can find it. Boy, am I dumb. Now I did not realize I could make that bigger, but oil capacity is right in front of my face, so 1.2 liters. So the liter is like 1.06 quarts or something like that. So basically got 2 quarts. I'll put a quart in it and then I'll check the dipstick and see how much we have left to go. So anyway, let's get to that. Okay, so here's the oil filler. I'm going to do this slow because you just never know. I'm going to keep an eye out for leaks. So dipstick. So put me a nice little hole in there. Got me my quart of 10W30. Carefully dump some in there and see. You really want to know if you got all the holes sealed up and the gaskets in place. Put some oil in something and then you look. You see oil dumping all on the ground. You go, oh, I forgot to put the drain plug back in, or I forgot to hook the oil filter back up, or put the new oil filter on there. It's one of them experiences that, you know, it's not very expensive if you do it quick enough. If you don't think of it soon enough, you could literally dump 6 quarts of oil in it, and like in an airplane, you put 6 or 8 quarts in it and just dump it all out on the ground, and without paying any attention, you know, you won't even notice. But I'm just going to assume it's going to take this 1 quart just fine. It may just be all I put in here, because it'll make it a lot easier in it. I'll check the dipstick here in a minute. Let that sit there for a bit. I'm actually going to take that out. Stick it in the empty thing there. Take the old dipstick, which is hard to tell because it's black. Screw that in there. Snug it like that. Pop it back out of there. And what you want to see is where it's wet. Alright, see that? It's wet right up to about there. Of course, you gotta be careful. If you turn it upside down, it's gonna run down. You're not gonna see. So you generally look at it like that. So there, it's halfway up, but it's not like it's halfway full. It's like halfway up the dipstick, which means it's almost full. I'm gonna put just a little bit more in there. Not too much though, because instead it's misleading. You think, well, it's only halfway. That's not true, because the dipstick only covers the very top of the reservoir. And once you get to the point where it's reading on the dipstick, you already got quite a bit of oil in it. I just open that can and it dumped all over me. Alright, so let's see. Let's go about what did I say, 0.2 liters? 1.2 liters? Not that much. These actually have, do at the top, have sight dealies on the side of them. So you can see how much you put in. A handy little thing. It's kind of a pain though. Then you want to wipe your dipstick. Start when it's dry. Do it again. Make sure it's going in straight. You should go in by finger tight. You don't want to, if it gets cross thread and you have to force it, it's not good. So, many times you have to force something, You want to stop and check. Alright, and you see that? It's all the way at the top of that dipstick. I think I got the right amount of oil in it. And then we're going to run it. When we run it, and check that again afterwards. I'll put this empty thing over here. Alright, so the oil's in it. In my case, I have to fill it full of coolant, and then hopefully this thing's going to be running.